GM. FOMOverse
Good morning.
Radio. This is Austin Hambleton, your show host. Today we'll be chatting with the man, the myth, the legend, Silversurfer. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good, thank you. Well, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you
Yeah,
do in the NFT space, and we'll go from there.
yeah. Maybe I'll start with like a very long intro. Um, a very long intro. I've been in
Perfect.
crypto for a very long time, like longer than a lot of people that just entered the NFT space. And I don't think a lot of people know that. I didn't just collect NFTs because I thought they were cool. I got into NFTs because a lot of different reasons, but I'll start from the beginning. I got into Bitcoin in 2012. I was a part of a few Bitcoin communities. I was very brainwashed at the time. There were some other altcoins. They would talk about how Bitcoin is the only coin out there, and which at the time, like early on, I actually loved Bitcoin. So I was in Bitcoin for a very long time. Was very active in the community, at least on Reddit, and it was like Bitcoin talk as well. It was kind of active there. Probably shit posted a lot. And then I got like day one, day two Dogecoin. I used to mine like a crap ton of Dogecoin. Got invested in this like company called Moolah, which was like the exchange for Dogecoin at the time, which ended up rug pulling everyone
Oh,
uh,
no.
and like destroying the community, like the very early community. And then I got into like Ethereum, and which was actually very hard to do because at the time, Bitcoiners would say that Ethereum's a scam, and just being very early, very new, not being a leader in the space, like didn't really think for myself. I was like, okay, Ethereum's probably a scam, and the bad thing that like Ethereum was doing was you would go to like the Ethereum website, and it was called like the Final Frontier. There would be like warnings on the website in red saying like if you use Ethereum, you could lose all your funds, right? This is experimental software. Which like now if you read, it's kind of very bullish. But like if you're someone that's like you're not used to playing with like new technology that warns you about the value that you're using, that you could possibly lose it, it's kind of scary. So like I was like, okay, Bitcoiners are telling me a scam. Ethereum founders are basically saying it's a scam, saying you can lose your money. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch this. But one of my close friends was like, no, Chris, you really need to understand um, what Ethereum is. And I kind of compared Ethereum to being like the OS for the internet, right? This another layer, which now we call like Web 1, Web 2, and now Web 3, right? Where people are building applications on this operating system, which we'll call like blockchain. And when I finally understood it like that, I was like, oh, this is interesting. You could build financial applications on top of what we already have as digital gold, and you can do more things than just like hodl Bitcoin. And I was like, okay, Ethereum's cool. And then I basically like immediately after that clicked, I'm like, oh, and this is early on. This is like 2015, 2016 Ethereum. And I basically took all my Bitcoin, went all into Ethereum, which is great. Um,
That's
and
awesome.
then yeah, I was like a very early community member for Ethereum as well. I was probably under a few names under Reddit. Like I'd be shit posting in the nighttime.
Was
Uh,
that like 2011, 2013? What kind of time frame
so
was that?
2013 is Bitcoin. Like 2015 was like Ethereum for me,
Okay.
and still early on because like nobody believed in Ethereum at the time, and nobody even believed in Ethereum even around 2017, 2018. Like truly, like besides Ethereum people, like I would be in these Bitcoin Telegram groups debating like big Bitcoin whales about why Ethereum is like way more important than Bitcoin and why it's going to last. And a lot of people didn't like that. So like even in 2018, like people were like, oh, Binance Chain is superior to Ethereum and all this other stuff. And
Oh
this is stuff
boy.
that like like big traders, big whales were saying, and no one really believed in Ethereum truly until like the DeFi run, where it's like, oh, we have tons of users actually using the blockchain for the dApps. And so I was very early Ethereum, very early DeFi. Also found a protocol called Phantom, which was created by Andre Cronje. which is like again another one of my favorite networks. I found that in 2018 in the bear market because everyone kind of left in 2018. So in 2018, I was finding other things like Phantom, which was also a hard time. So like I've been through like tons of like bear markets and bull markets, like so many cycles, right? So I've seen these assets go to zero or like down 90%. So I've been through like the pain of a lot of pain that maybe some people are going through right now, and like some of the community like that are upset about like token price or NFT price, which is just a market cycle thing, and I've been through that. So yeah, very early DeFi, and then because of DeFi, I got into Don't Buy Meme, which was a blend of DeFi and NFTs in 2020, and I was like, oh, you can stake this token, and instead of yielding a useless governance token that everyone dumps, you could yield an NFT that's less liquid, but it's like more valuable, or at least like intrinsically valuable to yourself for the experience that like you have on this platform. So it's like you stake a token and then you race to mint an NFT, and I thought that was really cool. And it wasn't artwork at the time; it was just collectible cards. And I was collecting these like fun cards of like Vitalik Buterin, Satoshi, Andre Cronje, just like all these heroes of blockchain. I'm like, oh, NFTs are fun. I don't have to worry about token price. I can just collect what I like. And I thought that was more fun. I don't have to look at, like charts, less stressful. And then actually, I started looking at art. And one of the first art pieces I found was actually PAX on Rockefeller. And it was like Hedra Crown. And that was like my first art NFT. And then that's how I actually got sucked into art NFTs. Because once I understood, like, okay, I'm collecting collectibles, which I did also very early on before everyone else. And like 2017 with CryptoKitties.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
The
in
OG CryptoKitties. Huh?
Yeah, OG CryptoKitties. My thing was like buying up gold cats, just finding like a niche cat with those attributes, like how everyone like today in like CryptoPunks, they have like the attributes of hats and other rarities. Back then for me it was like. But yeah, I'd say back then for me it was gold cats, and I was buying and selling gold cats on CryptoKitties, and it actually did pretty well. And then the bear market killed basically NFTs, because like if there was no bear market, I think NFTs would have taken off in 2017, 2018 because of CryptoKitties, but because CryptoKitties got tons of traction from Ethereum users, and it was actually like everyone like CryptoKitties was the first DApp to actually like mess with Ethereum gas prices, and everyone hated it.
Okay.
Like the same reason why everyone hates NFTs now because of gas wars is the same thing in 2017, where CryptoKitties did the same thing on a much smaller scale. Because like now we're used to like crazy gas fees, but back then you couldn't fill a block with all the transactions. It was super cheap to transact on Ethereum back then.
You're pissed off because there's like a $25 fee. Like,
Oh
come
no,
on,
back
man.
then like $1 fee, and like you'd be pissed off. Yeah, yeah, it was
You're
like
like,
a
there's
dollar.
not supposed to be fees. This is
Yeah.
DeFi.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. I was actually into like one of the first DeFi protocols before like DeFi was even a thing, and it was this protocol called Salt. It was kind of like a competitor. It was Salt and MakerDAO, and basically you take this token, collateralize it, and get a loan from it. And this is again was in 2017, 2018, and it kind of killed the momentum for DeFi. It killed the momentum for a lot of innovation, which kind of sucked. But I was very early DeFi before DeFi was a thing. Very early NFTs before NFTs was a thing. But then I got back into NFTs 2020. Then found Pack, and then basically all in on Pack because I was like, well, one, this guy's an innovator, an awesome, talented creator, designer. Doesn't call himself an artist, but definitely an artist. Performance artist for sure. Like if you go on Twitter, like you don't even need a Pack piece. You can just go on his timeline, and for free you can watch, performance art of like the highest order where everything's perfect. And it's not just like, I don't know, one kind of like vibe that he's trying to portray. It's like sometimes it's trolly, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's serious, sometimes he's trying to burn people. It's very interesting. To me, I was like, this guy is the most talented person in the NFT space. And if one NFTs wasn't really about value, it was more about fun. But if like if you had to combine fun and value, seriousness, I don't know, like all these things into one, and I had to make a bet, I was like, okay, I'm going to bet on Pack. I know my assets are going to be safe because he understands crypto. He didn't just enter into the space in 2019. He's actually like a crypto OG as well. I think he was like 2010 Bitcoin, like much earlier than me. So like he gets crypto even better than I do. And to me, it's like, okay, if I'm going to make a bet on someone, it's going to be a bet on someone who's smarter than me. And that's who Pack is. Pack is this like, godlike entity that knows everything, can do everything, and right now is like the leader in the space. So I was like, oh, this is an easy bet. At least early on when I did, I was like, there's no way he's not going to be the leader in the space. He's clearly doing everything correctly, and to me, he's like a huge inspiration. Like there's two people that inspire me. It's Pac and Andre Cronje, and these are the leaders in the space. And it's like they're doing it purely out of their own like joy and happiness and passion for like what they're creating. And I was like, okay, that's really admirable. This is someone that I can follow and try to aspire to be like in some sense. And I was like, okay, all in on Pack. That's kind of what I did. So yeah, it's a long story, but basically like very early Bitcoin, now just like super hard into NFTs. And I think NFTs are it's going to be the way that we actually scale, in my opinion, the next billion users. The next billion users are not going to be collecting DeFi tokens or regular cryptos. They're going to be buying, fan art or art from like Pokemon or from their favorite shows or celebrities or, whatever they're into. They're going to be collecting it on the blockchain. And it might not be Ethereum. It could be Phantom. It could be something else. Because I do believe in a world where like, not blockchain isn't up into the point where it can really truly scale for everyone. Where like, if you look at Ethereum, it's like, gas fees are just wild, and even if you scale on these other chains, they're not scalable to the point where like, oh, we can actually onboard tons of people. So like we're gonna go into this multi-chain world where there's gonna be tons of blockchains, tons of NFTs, tons of marketplaces on all of these networks, and I think it's truly like how we actually scale crypto. It's through NFTs, through artists, through creators, through a lot of these brands from the traditional world. I think they're going to enter the space, and they're going to bring their user base, and it's going to be kind of up to us to convert them and turn them into like these crypto native users. And then from there, they can, join Web3 and buy cryptos, I think. But I think the way you reel these new users in, or the next billion users, is truly through NFTs. And it could be gaming too, like crypto gaming.
I think the average Joe can relate more to NFTs than they can cryptocurrency. NFTs, I mean, you could have infinite amount of different NFTs. I was listening to somebody the other day. You could have little, infinite scribbles, infinite shapes. I mean, there's just so many things you can create out of NFTs that somebody could relate to versus like, some random DeFi token. It's like, what's that? But I think NFTs kind of have this special meaning to them that people can understand and people can latch onto, and it's just amazing to see. I got into the space. I started looking at NFTs in 2020, back when Trevor Jones' Picasso Bowl first came out, and I thought they were pretty interesting. I'm like, man, people are just buying these $3,500 JPEGs, and I found that interesting to myself. I'm like, okay, people are spending time and people are spending their worth into this. I need to look into it myself. And that's where I found Slime Sunday. That's where I found Blau. That's where I found Pac and Trevor Jones do the Extrusion Fusion collab. And man, I had to have a piece of that. It's just such a phenomenal piece. Fusion and extrusion.
I actually remember that. Like, cause like, it's funny because Trevor Jones kind of kicked off, like, in some sense, I think like Don't Buy Me, Nifty Gateway, and a combination of Trevor Jones in some like manner, they all kicked off. Cause like what Don't Buy Meme did was, one, they got all the DeFi protocol founders into NFTs. So like Andre Cronje, Stane from Aave, Hayden from Uniswap, they were actually collecting meme NFTs like of themselves. And Kane from Synthetics, like these guys were like bringing their DeFi degens to the NFT space through the Don't Buy Meme protocol. And then Nifty Gateway had a really good run at the time too. And then you had Trevor Jones, who did, the Batman piece with Jose Delbo, which
Oh,
I
that
thought
was crazy.
yeah, that one was like the highest sale at the time, and that garnered a lot of hype. It was that Bull Run piece and the Batman, because like uh, I can't remember like there's this nice sequence that went on during that time. I'm trying to like recollect of like what happened, because you also had Fuo
Right
selling
after
like an
that. Yep.
I don't I think I don't know if it was before, because it was like selling an NFT for like 6 or 10K and then making a video about themselves, who also has a drop today. So like shout out to like Fuo, and like who's also an amazing talented painter and artist and creator in the Web3 space. But like Fuo like released this video of them being excited of selling this piece for 5, 10K, and like you could actually feel the energy in the video, and it was kind of weird. And I'm like, whoa. And that's when like things started to like really click, like beyond what I could comprehend. Because I was like, oh, this is fun. And I could probably earn a profit. And like actually one of my first sales was very early on in meme. Again, a lot of people don't know, like some people throw shots at me and think they understand me or say things. But like my first NFT sale, I sold a piece of oh god, who's the Chainlink founder? Sergey Nazarov.
Okay. Yep.
And it was this 1 of 10 art piece, and it was super rare. It went for 7 ETH, and I bought it. I listed it for like 77 ETH, so like 10x the price, and then it sold like the next day. I'm like, so I made my first NFT sale at 77 ETH. I was like, whoa, that's really cool.
Ooh.
But this protocol that has no money made nothing from this, and they have no funding. And I basically took that 77 ETH, and one, I gave like 10% of that sale to the creator, the artist who made the card. Then I gave 10% to Gitcoin for like, I think it was like Gitcoin round 4. And I told the meme devs, hey, just give it to them, make sure it goes where it needs to go in the Ethereum protocol. And then the rest of the funds, so like the remaining 80%, went to the meme protocol, which had no funds at the time. It was just this team that worked part-time. But I basically took, the sale, gave it to the team, like, hey, you guys have something here. I want to make sure you guys are funded. And I just gave the whole sale there. Like for me, it was like not about the money. NFTs is not about the money for me. For some people, it might actually be about the money. For me, it's not. And I donated all of my NFT sales there. And I did something similar with like the Ash 2 drop, where I bought up all the pieces and I donated it to the community. And again, like some people would attack me and say, Chris, I don't know, has bad intentions, which is insane. I actually I know who I am, and they talk about like blockchain transaction history. And if you actually go back in time 2 years ago, I was giving away money to these protocols because I didn't care about it. And I was just a community member at the time. I just gave 70 ETH to a team that I didn't know.
Man, that's so stout. 70
like,
ETH is more than somebody will ever see their whole life.
yeah, it's just like it's hard, because like now we have a very like interesting situation in like this pack community where like people are like everyone's fighting each other, and there's like kind of like cliques and gangs inside this pack community now, which is fun. It's like, and I'm just trying to stay out of it. I'm just trying to have fun. Like to me, like if it wasn't for pack, I would not be in the NFT space. Like because to me, everything outside of pack, besides obviously like there's a lot of artists that I love, but outside of like the innovation from pack, I would not be in the NFT space.
Oh, yeah.
If pack was here, I would not be here. I'd be somewhere else in DeFi. I would not care about NFTs. I don't think NFTs are interesting without pack.
I wouldn't be doing this show.
Yeah. So it's like for me, it's truly not about token price. It's not about art price. I do know that this stuff's valuable, and I like when I make an investment, whether it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, DeFi, NFTs, it's never short term. Never. It's any investment I make. It's, do I see this 5 years in the future? Do I see this 10 years in the future? And I ask myself that question. If the question's yes, then it's like, okay, then I have to put a value on it. Okay, what do I value this pack 1 of 1 price to be? Oh, 10, 20, $30 million. I truly believe that pack is the greatest artist in the world, the greatest artist, period. I think he knows how to create the most value from his artwork. I'm like, okay, if I was to ever sell a pack piece, which I won't, but if I was to, I need to put a market value on this piece. And I would never even think about selling this piece until it hits that market value price. So I think people are looking at NFTs very short term. I think they need to zoom out. NFTs is super early. I think, one, like if you're in the pack community, please don't attack someone else, especially someone else who has purely good intentions and they've proven to have good intentions. And maybe they haven't been long enough in crypto to understand that there's actually good people in the space that care about crypto values. And they're not truly in it for like innovations. Like they're just like these cypherpunks that just care about like, freedom, privacy, all these other things, like, being your own bank and like nobody telling you what to do. And like, these are like a lot of like the core values from like Bitcoin, right? It's like being you owning digital gold and nobody's able to manipulate, the supply of, the Federal Reserve, which is being like the Federal Reserve for, Bitcoin would be like the miners and the block rates. Like, nobody can manipulate that, the output of Bitcoin when it's mined, and that can't be changed. So like a lot of these things are important where it's like, there's truth in crypto. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand what crypto really is. I think a lot of people just entered through the NFT space, and they might have been like traders and stocks, and they just entered through NFTs. And like crypto is entirely different than a stock. This is completely decentralized. At least it needs to be. So crypto is very different. NFTs are very different. If people are sad about token price or token anything, they need to zoom out. And I've been through these markets before. For me, it's conviction and trying to see the future. And, in 2017, 2018, when the bear market hit, when Ethereum went down 80%, and I'm not selling and Bitcoin is outperforming Ethereum. And I'm not selling, one, because I'm very stubborn, because I think I can see the future in some sense. And I'm like, Ethereum's in the future. Ethereum's going to be here forever. I'm not selling my Ethereum until it hits that fair market price. Or I wouldn't even think about selling Ethereum until it hit that fair market value, which it still hasn't hit. Like I basically put value on everything. And I just I put my own, you have, the market will put a value on something. But when I look at something, I put my own values on them. And I don't even think about trading short-term, long-term until it hits where I think fair value is. And fair value is interesting because a lot of people don't understand value in general, or crypto value in general. So it's gonna take a long time to hit these fair market value, like what I think the actual value of some of these items are. And people are going to look very short term, and just because they didn't make money right now, and maybe a Zuki is pumping or Bored Apes are pumping, they're sad. But I think if people
going to the moon,
if people stick to their beliefs, especially if you're in the pack community, if you stick to it and you don't worry about token price, just go through the process of this is just a market cycle, and market cycles suck, and I've been through like 4 of them. And I didn't sell, and I went through tons of pain because I believed in everything I bought. And I didn't go around blaming Satoshi for Bitcoin crashing 3 times. I would never do that. And I didn't blame Satoshi when Bitcoin couldn't scale, or it had a technical issue, or I didn't blame Vitalik Buterin when Ethereum crashes. So it's very funny to see a lot of even these big, what I thought to be very honest and true, leaders of the pack community going and attacking pack for things that just didn't scale or work out, or something might have went wrong, and attacking, a leader, the best leader, the one person in NFT that truly gets what's going on, and to attack that person is pretty sad. And I think the people that attack pack don't get it. And if they're just because their token bags went down, or things didn't play out the way that it did, and you're going to attack the person that actually does something, and expects nothing in return. Like Pac's truly doing it from his own passion, from his heart. Everything he's doing the motivations have nothing to do about value or price. I think all that stuff comes secondary. And I think, if Pac wants to create whales of collectors, it's because of, one, him truly understanding what's going on here, and the people that understand they'll be the leaders in the NFT space in the next 5 years. And if people are attacking the best creator, they're definitely going to regret that in the next 6 months, a year, 5, 10 years. If anyone's listening to this and you're criticizing Pac and you're upset at price, I think you really need to reflect on yourself. Everyone makes their own decisions. And one, you need to understand what's going on in crypto. If you've bought something, you truly don't understand what you bought if you're worried about price right now. If you're worried about the price of your NFT right now and it's a pack NFT, you truly don't understand what an NFT is. You don't understand what metaverse is. You need to go back and actually learn. And you just went too fast and you bought stuff you didn't understand, and you're trying to make a quick buck. And hopefully, whoever's listening to this really understands what I'm saying, because value can be created in the short term. A lot of value is manipulated. But
100%.
value that's here to stay, value that's going to be here in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1,000 years, that type of value, that's not something that's just going to pump and dump quickly. That's not something that's just going to pump quickly. This is something that builds itself slowly, sustains itself. The structures are built, the foundation is built, the community is built, and it grows slowly and steadily, right? It's not about making money like super fast and then finding the next flip. It's about really finding the community that you believe in, the creators that you believe in, and the people that you believe in, and going all in on them. And when the times get tough, are you going to bail because you're weak and attack someone because you're weak and you did absolutely nothing to contribute to the community, to the value or anything, and you didn't create the artwork, you didn't do anything, you just bought, you're just an investor, which means absolutely nothing. Like, you can invest in Tesla, you can invest in Berkshire Hathaway, you can invest in any stock, you can invest in Ethereum. It literally means nothing, because investing is the easy part. It's the building, creating community, all that stuff's the hard part. Creating the artwork, doing the art performance, all that stuff is truly hard. And people that are upset about their investments, one, they don't understand what their investments are, so they should truly understand what crypto is, Web3, and understand how early it is. Maybe do more research into understanding what these assets are and how early you are before you really zoom in onto token price. And I went on a huge rant on there, but I think it needs to be said, because right now in the community, people are just upset because token price is down. And this is the time where I actually get happy. I hope we get into a bear market, because the people who aren't supposed to be here, they're going to leave in a bear market. They're not here for their beliefs. They're here for just to make a quick buck and then to leave and then go do it to the next community. So all those people are going to be, cleansed of, washed away in the bear market. A lot of these derivative projects, a lot of these PFP projects, they're going to zero. I've seen this so many times. It's just a market cycle. Just you can have a top 100, and in the next 3 years, that top 100 coins, it'll look nothing like what it looked like, 3 years ago. So back in 2012, there's this coin called World Coin. There's a coin called Master Coin. There's all these coins you would never hear about today. And these were the number 2, number 3, number 4 coins, and they're gone, right? And you have number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 PFP projects, and all of these derivatives, they're going to go to zero in a bear market.
And I was just going to ask that, Silver. Do you agree that 99% of NFT projects will go to zero?
Yes, this is just how crypto works. Yep. It's just, things get cleansed up. If you have a derivative and you're not doing anything interesting, you're going to zero. If Ethereum can go down 90% and make everyone doubt Ethereum in 2017, and Ethereum being, in my opinion, the best asset in the world, if Ethereum can go down 90%, imagine what a picture can do, or a JPEG that's not even art. And a lot of these PFP projects, sorry, they're not art. They're just pictures, right? Portraits of Fiverr artists that just went and just made, got paid, $5K or even less to make, 10K images. And there's really no value backing a lot of these projects. And that's where I was I understand this because I've been in crypto for a very long time. So I'm okay, I can make bets in the space that's going to sustain me over 5, 10, 20, 100 years. Because if I bet where the real value is, one being Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of these other things that I bet on early on, if I find the value where no one else finds it, and I just bet on it and I hold and I don't worry about token price, I know that asset's going to be around. I'm not going to be stressed. I'm not going to be out in the chat or Reddit putting Vitalik Buterin saying, "What'd you do to my investment?" Which is hilarious. That's how I got attracted to PAX work. One, because it's beautiful. and it's actually art. And I think, if the actual art scene of this space looks anything like the traditional art scene, which I believe it will, and if it operates the same way in the same pattern that crypto has operated for the last 10 years, then I know that Pax's artwork, Fuoshis's artwork, Raf Rossetti's artwork, Beeple's artwork, Too Much Lag's artwork, all these great creators, uh, their work is going to be able to sustain because they're actually unique and it's actually art. And there's actually like big collectors and big people, big crypto OGs who've been in the space for a very long time, also investing in these artists. I know that they're going to be able to sustain these a bear market that comes to the NFT space. So, yeah, I think people just need to zoom out, understand that like market cycles exist. There's people out there probably manipulating and fudding. I'm not one of them. I'm the type of trader that buys something and holds, and then goes through a bear market and is in absolute pain. But I have faith. No, yeah, it happens every time. It's
Max pain.
Oh yeah, it has to be max pain. Like that to me, it's the most fun way to do anything. Like I mean, pain makes things interesting, and to have a good day, you really need to have a really bad day to appreciate the good day. And I have bad days all the time, and I laugh now when I have a bad day because it's fun. It keeps life interesting. So like going through a bear market that's tough, that's fun for me. And then seeing people in pain because they don't believe or understand what they bought, I think that's hilarious. And I think they truly need to like zoom out and understand like, there's market cycles, and pain is good and down is good sometimes because there needs to be cleansing of people that don't really believe in what they hold or buy. Because they probably weren't supposed to be here to begin with. They were just probably someone that heard about crypto on the news, on TV, and it's like, oh, I'll go, and like, but like, which is fine. Like it's fine to learn about from the media. But if people aren't taking the time to really learn what crypto is, what NFTs are, what DeFi is, what Web3 is, like, okay, I need to take myself out of this seat of like a JPEG and understand what like Bitcoin does and what Ethereum does and what these networks do. And if you take the time and understand, then you're going to hold, believe, and when the hard times come, you're not going to be one of the first people fleeing, being hurt, being burnt, because you know what you have in your wallet and you believe in it. And nobody can tell you otherwise, because truly, if you understand crypto, you're the one that's found the value. And the market can be wrong, and the market plays games, and people play games, but these games are meant to be played to shake out like the weak people, and the weak people are complaining. They're attacking back, and it's because they don't understand, which is fine. They don't need to understand. They'll understand when a true bear market comes, and they leave, and then they'll understand they weren't supposed to be here to begin with.
I think it's good for newcomers to try out, buying PFPs, or, just buying something they're fudding into, and, just it's all part of the learning experience. But I think the important thing is that you actually learn something from it. And, and you grow as a collector, you grow stronger within the community, if you try these things and you take lessons, you take notes, you have that notebook and you're like, okay, this didn't work, this works. Maybe I need to ask this guy a couple questions. Maybe I need to hold off on this. Maybe I need to ape into this. I mean, there's just so many variables in this space, and I just think it's important that we grow and learn as a person from every decision and everything that you do. I think it's very important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's absolutely it. Like everything in life is a learning lesson. Like if you had a bad day, you could probably look back and try to understand why you had a bad day and what set it off. And it's the same thing in crypto. If you had a bad investment, you can look back and see what you did wrong. One, it's probably FOMO and buying things that you don't understand. But yeah, everything's a yeah, FOMO verse. Everything's a learning lesson. Like for me, I had a very big learning lesson. This was in December, and I was going through a lot of personal stuff in December. It's like life was very hard for me, but which is fine. But at the same time, and this is where I get attacked in the pack community from people that don't understand. So what happened was, and I kind of wanted to talk about it because it's interesting, and the full story is not out there. And I'd rather just like put it out there on video, and just,
Let's hear it.
I can just refer to people if they want. So I took out like a loan against my Pax, Raph, a few OPs, and some other artists. Took out $1 million loan. At the time, it was the biggest blockchain loan. I worked with the biggest lender to do it, and I took out a million in USDC. Basically, took that million, bet on Pac on the Ash token and cubes, knowing that Pac is creating this currency. There's going to be liquidity. That if I make this bet very early, it's a very good bet. It's going to be liquid. It's a token price. It's a token. So if I dump it, which I did do, if I sell it, it's not going to hurt me because like me selling a pack piece, I would never it actually to even think about selling a pack piece actually hurts like my heart. But I'm like, okay, this Ash token, I could probably sell. It's a token. It's kind of meant to be bought and sold. But there's also this interesting mechanism of this game that Pac created. It's like, oh, buy a cube and then sell Ash. And what I was doing was I was buying cubes for Ash, selling the Ash, buying more cubes, and I was taking losses. I was taking massive losses. Again, nobody know. I was taking losses to raise the floor for everyone else. So I would be losing like a few K on each trade that I did, but I didn't care because one, all of my pack pieces would go up, the floor of Ash would go up, cubes would go up, and I was raising the floor through all this money I was pumping in. And this was the game that Pac created. And I thought this was super cool. So I kind of pumped, cubes to like 15, 20K, Ash to like $15, $20. And then the market took off from there. I stopped buying and like the market did what it did. And, this was very early on. I'm like, okay, I was taking losses for the community. I was raising the floor. I was like, I don't care. Like it does net good for everyone else. But then 3 months comes where I have to pay the loan. I'm like, I was talking to some people. They're telling me they want to do an OTC trade. I was trying to talk to a few exchanges. I didn't want to dump the Ash token, but it was a matter of I have to dump this token. The people that said they wanted to do an OTC trade backed out. So I was like, kind of fucked. I was in a position of like, I have to dump this on the open market, which you don't do. Like this is like a no. Like, but I had no option. It was either like dump my Ash token or lose my packs. And I care about my packs. No offense to Pac. I care about my packs more than the Ash token because Ash is a token in the sense of purely like value of exchange of value of like money, like the US dollar, or like these art pieces have like more meaning than an actual like Ethereum or like Ethereum's great, but Ethereum doesn't have the type of meaning that a one-of-one pack has for me. And I was like, okay, I have to dump this. And then what I ended up doing was I did a few things, and then I'll get criticism for like each of these things. But again, people just don't understand the position that I was in. I was talking to a few exchanges, talking to some OTC people. Everyone, nobody was interested. So I was like, I need to dump. And okay, I need to do this in a way where I don't hurt the price. So I was doing it over a course of a week. And then found some other trading opportunities. Like some of my friends, they do a lot of like these dog coins. And I generally take advice from no one. Like a lot of people are in alpha groups. Like I take advice. Like this is my problem. It's like I find my own trades. I find my own artists. I find my own everything. I don't listen to anyone. I have my own conviction. I've been in this space long enough not to take advice from anyone. If I take advice from someone, it's Pac. It's nobody outside of that. It's like the only people I take advice or trades or anything from is from people that have been longer than me, that are smarter. And these aren't the type of people that give out trade advice. So it's like I take advice from no one. I make my own trades.
Your elders.
Yeah, elders. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. A lot of people don't understand that. All my trades are based off like research, and like it has nothing. Nobody tells me what to do. Because I truly believe I understand it better than everyone else. So nobody gives me alpha. I find my own alpha, and I make bets. And one of my friends, they're big into like dog coins. So I'm like, fuck. I've seen their track record. This is like the one time where I take advice, like not advice, but I was like, okay, I see them in our chats. We talk. We they're like, I'm not in an alpha group, but like we talk about the space, right? So it's like, okay, there's this dog coin. It's just a pure shit coin. But I've seen the track record on these shit coins, and I'm like, okay, if I sell a little bit of Ash, buy this shit coin, and sell it the next day, I'll probably have to sell less Ash. And some people saw this like trade as, why is Chris selling Ash for a shit coin? But they didn't care to mention that I sold that shit coin for more, like 5x more,
Nice.
which allowed me to like sell less Ash. So the only reason to buy this shit coin is to like not sell as much Ash
That's awesome.
and not hurt the community. And then what I realized, okay, so I had to dump. I made a decent trade on this like dog coin. So I had to sell less Ash because of it, which is great. But a lot of people saw that as like, why is Chris buying a shit coin instead of like Ash? No, I was like, no, I'm buying a shit coin because I know like, there's these markets, these dog coins that just pump for no reason because these crazy communities just buy it for whatever reason. Like, okay, if I extract any value, it would be from this like brainless community, and I don't have to sell less Ash if I do that.
And usually people, they like to look into the negative stuff for some reason.
Yeah,
And that I don't know why.
It's funny because like, oh, like everything's on blockchain, and it's true, everything's on blockchain. And if people allow me to actually explain the transactions and why they went down, and it's like, no, you're wrong, you don't understand, and you don't understand blockchain. If you're talking about transactions, you don't even understand the trades. Really, those people are just here to FUD. And if you actually truly look at my track record, I'm the type of guy that just gives value away for nothing, and just gives I gifted 5 packs to people that I respected back from the creation. I won like the creation thing. I spent like 200-300 ETH on the creation drop, and then at the end of the drop, I had 55 pack one of ones, and then I gifted those one of ones to people that I respected.
The tiles.
Yeah, the tiles. Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
gifted them. And then like with meme, just gifting, like to me, like gifts, giving something in return for no reason is important. Giving back to the space, like doing these types of things is important. And that's just what I do. To me, I'm truly not here about money. It's about making friends, building community, working with people that I believe in. And this has just been the theme for me. So like if people want to look at my transaction record, make sure to bring up all these transactions where I just give things away. And if I told my, like at the time, like, anyone, my friends, like, oh, you gave away like 70 ETH, are you fucking crazy? If I told anyone that, like, are you retarded? It's like, no, I really don't care. I want the things that I believe in to succeed. And it was the same thing with like Ash 2. And this is where I got fudded for Ash 2 again. It's like, some people were like, Chris, why did you pump Ash 2? Tell people not to miss out on Ash 2, then not mint it. Well, it's like, okay, let me and then people will they'll corner you, and it's like, and they're really good at like manipulating you into this corner and making you feel like you have no way out. But the way out is actually the truth. And I know I could never truly be fudded because all of my intent is always pure. Like that's why if I shill anything, it's pack. And if I shill pack, it's because I believe that his value is here to stay. So I can never be blamed for anything because all of it, I have a very good track record, and so I can't truly be fudded. But they pushed me into this corner of why did you tweet about Ash 2 and then not mint it? But then again, it's like, okay, well, how do I explain my thought process? Because I understand crypto, I understand everything much better than people. I have my own motivations, and they're not the same as everyone else's motivations. So how do I put that in 140 characters, 240 characters into a tweet, and then make someone understand it that has no understanding of what community is, has no understanding of what pack is, has no understanding of what NFTs are, and how do I portray that in 240 characters when they're mad at me, and they just have no understanding in general. So it's like, how do I respond to that? And it was and the only way to do that is on a podcast like this. So it's like, okay, at the time I was like, okay, Ash 2 is coming out. I had the Earn project, which I wanted it to look like a decentralized pack fund. It doesn't have a lot of funds. It hasn't earned any revenue. I was like, okay, it can't really participate in this drop, which sucks because I wanted it to participate in it. But I'm like, oh, I just made a good trade. Why don't I just take that trade that I made and just give it back to the community? Because I really don't care about, I can make trades all day. I don't really care about the money. To me, it's just fun. To me, all this is just fun. And I was like, okay, I want to make sure that Earn the community gets all 30 pieces, all unique 30 pieces. I don't want, 5 of the same piece. I don't want like, 10,
Yeah.
10 NFTs of like, with a total
Sure,
of like,
sure.
it was like, okay, my goal for this drop is to get all 30 and donate it to the community. And then, it launches, I'm like, okay, gas is going to 300-400. I'm not like with trading with anything, I make rules, right? If I create parameters, right? If it goes outside of my parameters, I just I don't execute, right? And
Which
that's what
is
happened.
important, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, because I realize when I FOMO, when I go nuts, when I give in to like, whatever's going on, I lose. And I'm like, I don't want to lose. I've been through this. I've learned this lesson many times. If I create rules around what I'm doing, I can't lose. So it's like, okay, if Gwei goes beyond 4,500, I'm not minting. I'm going on secondary, and that's exactly what happened. Gwei went to 4K. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not participating in this.
Which
And
was
that's
what, about 1800 USD gas?
Yeah, it was something crazy. It's like I'm not going 30 times and then taking the random chance. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make my goal of donating 30 unique artworks. And if I can't hit my goal of donating all 30 to this collection, this donation makes no sense. I need to make sure that this donation is like a whole, and it's a game that we can like. I'm trying to set a game for the community, and if I can't hit my goal, it's like there's no reason for me to mint. I'll wait for the secondary, and then I'll play the game. I'll play the secondary game, and that's what I did. It went to 4K Gwei. It didn't mint. Then some people was like, Chris, why didn't you mint after you pumped it? But it's like I can't give everyone my decision tree because I don't know what's going to happen. I did not expect this to happen. It's like, and I make my own decisions, and people need to make their own decisions. I can't handhold 20,000 people. But if someone did mint, it worked out for them. And I didn't know that. If I minted, I messed up on gas, I would have been refunded, right? And it would have worked out. But I make my own rules, my own parameters that I need to follow, and that's what I did. I was like, okay, I'll wait for secondary, and then secondary came, and I bought all 30, and I was like, oh, I did exactly what I set out to do. And just because it didn't play out how someone else wanted to, and these other people, they're just fudders. They're not really they're here for money, not for other things. It didn't play out how they wanted it to, but I went on the secondary, bought all 30 and donated to the DAO. And I did that. And it's like, oh, I did what I set out to do. And not only did I do what I said I'd do, I gave it away for free because I didn't care, because all this is giving back, because I really don't care about the value. Like, value is important, but that's not my primary. So I just gave it out. And again, it was just people just like to FUD and they don't understand. And if they want to talk about blockchain records, we can really do that. And if someone looks at my blockchain transaction history, it's going to be like the most pure thing you've seen. And let me go back to like the Ash token, because like this was a learning lesson for me. Okay, I had to dump it, but at the same time, these lenders, they told me in the new year we can do a second loan with you. And this is why I felt okay with dumping it. They're like, we'll do a second loan. I'm like, okay, great. And then I can just I can buy more Ash token when I do this loan. I'm like, oh, okay, like, this is temporary, Then I do the second loan, but in that period of time of me dumping the price and doing another loan in the new year, I'm getting funded by the community. Like, oh, Chris is dumping the token and manipulating price, which is not at all what I do. Like, I'm the type of person that goes through pain, and the only way I sell is if I'm forced to. And I got forced to by this loan. I don't sell. Like, that's one of my problems. I don't sell. I buy what I believe in and I hold. And I'm getting funded by people, and they're saying Chris is doing this and doing that. And instead of buying more Ash token after this loan, I'm like, okay, there's a lesson here for me to learn. If people are one, I don't want to be funded. I don't want people to question why I'm here, because I give everything I have into what I'm doing. And it hurts to really get funded and get attacked by people that are actually here for the wrong reasons, and they didn't play out the way they wanted it to. And I'm getting attacked by these people, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to get attacked again. I'm not buying the Ash token with this second loan. And it was like, I got double. Like, it was like, I got even more for my loan for this one. I'm like, okay, I'm not buying Ash token. I never want to be in that position again, where I get accused of manipulating anything, because for me, that hurts more than anything. Because when you give 120% of something, to the community and expect nothing in return, and then get attacked for it, it hurts. There's nothing more and this is why I understand like what Pac's going through, because like when you give everything to to your community, to the people you believe in, and then they come back and attack you, that's the worst thing in the world. When you give everything and then you just get accused of things that aren't true, that hurts more than anything, more than the fight. Even yeah, it's like man, I didn't even care about the money. I'd rather just not be attacked. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just buy DeFi tokens. I'm gonna buy like Phantom, a lot of DeFi stuff in that ecosystem that I can invest in. I know they're gonna be good investments. I'll pay back the loan, and if like there's tons of liquidity there, and I don't have to hurt. Like I don't need to make profit off the Ash token. Like I know how to make. I've been in the space long enough to know how to make a good trade. I don't need to make trades off the Ash token. The only reason I did what I did early was to raise the floor of cubes and Ash, and I thought it would play out much better, and it didn't, which is fine. But I learned my lesson. I'm like, okay, I don't need to profit off the Ash token. I'll just buy what I need for these drops, and that's what I've done since. I just bought like 1,200 tokens for Ash 2. It didn't work out how I thought, but I took those 1,200 tokens. I think 800 of them I sold for like Shorts Howard Carbon that he sold below floor price. That was a gold Vanguard, and then Pac turned to Carbon. I bought that, and then I bought a lot of ciphers.
Oh my gosh, I heard about that, but I wasn't sure whose Vanguard that was. That's interesting.
Yeah. It was.
Wow.
Yeah, so I sold my Ash for that because like I had a bunch of Ash. And I was like, okay, I don't know what to do with this Ash right now. I'll sell it, buy Carbon. It goes back into the ecosystem. And it was this piece. Actually, before I go there, because I do want to hit that point, I want to talk about like why I didn't rebuy Ash, because I want to reiterate this point, like, and why I'm here in the space. Or in the Pac community. I'm here in the Pac community because it's fun and Pac's interesting, and it's, to me, I need to have fun, and Pac's the only person who knows how to like create fun with his community. So like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I don't need to extract value from the Ash token, so I didn't buy the Ash token. So all the fudders that are like mad about token price, you can blame all the fudders who fudded me when I sold my token because I had to, and I didn't rebuy because I don't want to get fudded. Like to me, it pains me to get attacked for something that is not my intent. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to be put in that position again. So I didn't buy a Ash token, which isn't my fault. It's the people that funded me fault. So why I'm not buying this token. So yeah, I didn't rebuy as much as I should have, which I probably should have. I just didn't. And I think I'm going to stick to that rule of like, if I'm going to make trades, it's not going to be in the Pac ecosystem. Because I'm truly not here to like harm anyone in the community. I'm not trying to extract. And some people are out there fudding, creating groups, manipulating price, and those are the people that are attacking Pac, attacking me. And it's like instead of shining a light, and this is a strategy, right? I think it's like do as I say and not as I do, and like shining light away from yourself. And that's why I would get attacked, right? It's because like I'm not out here creating groups of like manipulating prices and all this other stuff. So I'm the type of person that buys something that they believe in, and they hold on to it forever. And so like I haven't been rebuying Ash, which sucks because I want to, because I really believe in it. But yeah, I wanted to like reiterate that point of like,
Hey Silver,
like,
going back to Ash Chapter 2, the Metamorphosis drop. I had a question, maybe you can help me out with this. So I know the morph tokens could be potentially burnable. That is if the total token supply is less than 50 from that artist. Is that correct?
Yeah. So yeah, that's correct. It's like, this is why I really like the drop. This is why I was like, man, this is really innovative. This is where Pac just really shines. It sucks that the gas war situation happened, because if that kind of like overshadowed everything. Like it took all the attention of this like really cool drop and the innovative mechanics that Pac did. And I wish it didn't play out that way, but it did, and it's just how it has to happen. So Pac created a few games. One being the morph game of, okay, you can get floor pieces and then morph the one that you like. And the interesting thing is he kind of recreated this Ash mechanism of raising floor price through this burn mechanic mechanism. And by doing that, he's able to raise the floor price of all of these NFTs, because to morph something, you need to burn 4 other NFTs. So that was interesting. And then that other game that he created was actually burning a morph piece for Ash. So it was like, okay, if you actually got into the drop, you spent 50 Ash, there's a chance that you'll get 650 Ash when you morph and you burn it. So there's a way to profit. And that was another game, but it wasn't a game that I wanted to play. Like, the game that I wanted to play was collect all 30, then give that to the community. And then with the community, we decide, well, we have these 30 pieces. What do we want to morph? And we have like 4,000 Ash. Let's use this Ash and make offers on the secondary market. And let's morph the pieces that we like. Let's buy up the floor of the pieces that we like. And let's keep this collection intact. And then maybe go for all 60, right? Go for the whole collection. And that's the game that I want to play with community. And the only way I could play that is if I hit my goal of playing that, and I did on the secondary market. But yeah, Pat created like a few games within that drop, and for me, the game that I wanted to play was just collect them all. It's not the Ash game. Like, I'm not here for like going and trying to burn NFT art. I was like, okay, I want with this Alpha DAO that we created, I wanted to create a pack, kind of like a decentralized pack fund. And right now it doesn't earn much revenue. And the problem we have is like, okay, how do we earn revenue? And then with that revenue, we buy up packed pieces, which I actually know how to do. I have a plan in place, and like a lot of things, like people, like a lot of people are upset about me. It's like, oh, what happened to this earn marketplace? Well, it's like things keep getting delayed, and I'm on my 3rd iteration of what a marketplace could look like. And my first iteration was in some sense, like if I compare it to the 3rd iteration of what I think it looks like, it's bad. And then I had my 2nd iteration of what a DeFi focused NFT marketplace would look like. The mechanics were good, but the marketplace didn't look as good as the mechanics. And I'm like, okay, well, we need to reiterate on this idea one more time. And that's what we did. And just the fact that like things just get delayed. I thought we would have like earn marketplace in like November, December. Didn't happen. I thought we'd have marketplace in January. Didn't happen. Things keep getting delayed. Things aren't playing out how I wanted, which is okay. But now we're finally on the path of like, okay, we're at our 3rd iteration of what a marketplace could be. And now it's like we added some help to the team, some veterans. And right now, we went to Wyoming actually in a cabin for 1 week and with like 5 guys. And basically all we did in that cabin was brainstorm. We actually brainstormed probably 3-4 ideas, solid ideas. And then we came out with this alpha token in a matter of 3 days. We built this token, these mechanics in 3 days, and the site and everything. It's like, whoa, we can do something really great if we put our minds to it. And if we really focus and try. And we came out with the alpha token. And that's just like a very early building block of what Earn's supposed to be. And Earn is going to be a marketplace. My vision for it is an Ash only marketplace. I don't want to give away too much, but like it's going to look like this 3rd iteration. This is it, and it's going to be great. And it's taking more time, and it's fine. Time is good. Failing is good. It sucks because every day that these ideas don't get out of my head, I'm angry. Like I have all these ideas in my head, and if they can't come out and if they can't be launched, it bothers me. So like I'm working, like my day consists of waking up, 9 or 10 a.m. and then working through, and this is where it's like, oh, a coffee machine actually saves so much time. Like working through the day, through like 12 a.m. midnight, going to bed, working on like 3 different projects every day. I literally work 24/7 on everything that I'm doing here.
Speaking of coffee,
I have to work 24/7 until like these things get out of my head and they're launched. And we're gonna keep working very hard until we launch like the meme marketplace, till we launch the Earn marketplace. And we're actually gonna launch the Earn marketplace before meme, which I wasn't planning for. We're gonna launch an Earn MVP, which will be like a very early version of the meme marketplace. And this is actually gonna be pretty soon. And we have some pretty cool artists lined up for this first drop for Earn. It's gonna be Ash only. And a percentage of the revenue that this platform makes goes into this treasury. which will buy up pack pieces. So like
Nice.
we're gonna be cooling like we're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff. It's taking longer than we wanted, but once it gets off the ground and running, it's gonna be super awesome for the community that actually held on and believed in what we're doing. Because like what I'm doing is trying to, again, this is me being in the space for 10 years. If I need to make money off something, I don't need to make money in the pack community. I can make trades outside of that. I don't take trade calls from anyone else. I just understand things better than everyone else. So like with Earn, it's me not extracting value for myself. How do I give back value? How can I give back as much value to the community, to the collectors, to the artists? That's what we're trying to do. But to do that, you need to build like these foundations of like these Legos. And it's, that's what we're doing with the Alpha token. The Alpha token and the treasury and that DAO is right now just like a decentralized pack fund, but it's going to be more. But it takes time to get to that more. And I don't want to make promises. I'd rather just people just wait for more, and then people get excited when we release things and we do the things. And I think they're going to become like these really beautiful, like I don't know, pillars of this Ash ecosystem that we're building. And I'm super excited for it. And I interrupted you, so I'm sorry for that.
Oh, no, you're good. On earn.art, if somebody wanted to get their hands on this, you talk about adding to the treasury. How
Yeah.
can they get a piece of that? I mean, can they
Yeah.
buy an intern? Should they get an alpha mass? Should they, give the earn to the alpha? So just, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So that what we did with that was kind of interesting. I wanted to recreate this Ash mechanism that Pat created with merge, because I saw merge as like Ash 2 in some sense. Because I was like, this is where like, man, Pack's really innovative. Because mass is, to me, it's a game of war, but it's also like an accounting system. And alpha is kind of like United States of America. We're the superpower. We're this DAO that has complete power and control over everyone within this game. And like, okay, how do we build on this? If the alpha represents our bank account, we're like, we're kings all in this DAO together. We have all this mass. We want to grow our mass, but I also don't want to use the treasury funds to buy up mass. So it's like, okay, we need to create an idea of where we have to run super lean. We have to add to our mass. We have to buy Ash. We have to do all these things, which forces us to be creative. And that's how the Alpha token came to be. It was like, okay, one, it created this game of if you have an internship, you can burn it for Alpha token. But also, if you have a mass piece under the size of 10, you can also join the DAO. So to actually join this Alpha DAO, you could either buy an internship and then burn it for Alpha. You can either buy the Alpha token directly from Uniswap, or you can buy mass and dump it into or merge it with the Alpha. So there's 3 ways to play the game of Alpha. So I basically took Pack's game and did it for merge, but I also didn't want this token to compete with Ash in any sense. So it's like, okay, we created this second token that's going to have actually it's going to have a lot of key utility in the earn marketplace very early on. But it's like, okay, I have to make sure that this Alpha token doesn't compete with Ash. It's not the primary token in this marketplace, but there needs to be incentives. There needs to be something for the community. And I think we have like a lot of cool ideas that we're in the process of implementing or going to implement a lot of different utility for Alpha. So Alpha is a game similar to Ash 2, similar to Ash, of buying the floor of internship, buying the floor of the Alpha token, and buying the floor of mass, and combining that into one, and that being a very early building block of this Alpha pack ecosystem that we're building. It's still very early, still a lot of things, but we're just building blocks. And it's like, okay, you have one block and like no one's going to understand what this block is. But then we build another block and maybe they'll understand it. And then we keep building this foundation and keep building on top of everything we're building. And then hopefully someone will like understand it and start playing the game alongside of like what we're doing. And I think some people understand it. A lot of people don't. When the marketplace comes out, I think more people will understand what we're doing. and that's going to be fun. But yeah,
Where do
Alpha.
you think the easiest place is that somebody new to all this earn.art intern, where can they go to buy one of these things?
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know if we have like. I think we should probably have an OpenSea link on the Earn.art site. If we don't, I hope we have something there. I need to double check that. But if you go to OpenSea, you type in Earn Genesis Collection. Um, you should be able to see like all this volume on this internship piece and then this Eternal Vision piece that we created as well. So you can either buy an internship, buy the alpha token, or buy mass and then go to earn.art and merge your mass with our alpha token. And which is also interesting because like we're slowly building this treasury of pack NFTs. So right now we have a collection of the alpha. We have all 30 pieces from Ash 2. We're going to get probably 5 or 6 different NFTs from this first mass.black drop. We're going to get a 1 of 1 for being the alpha. So like we're slowly building a ton of value in this treasury and running it super lean. And the great thing is like nobody's extracting any value from like this DAO that we're building. And I'm not gonna let that happen. And we're going to make sure like try to find ways of how this DAO can earn money without paying anyone anything and trying to build purely from scratch, super lean. And if we can say we did that and nobody was able to extract anything off of it, I think it's great. And I think we're slowly building this like decentralized pack fund called Alpha. And that's what Alpha is. And then you're going to have the Earn marketplace that connects to Alpha. And some of the earn fees like that the marketplace makes will go into this DAO. The DAO would go up and buy more pack pieces and create a treasury of alpha of pack pieces and Ash ecosystem pieces. So like we're going to buy a lot of, in my plan, it's going to be up to the community, but my vision that I see for, this treasury is buying as much Ash ecosystem art as possible. So that means Dell, Raf Persetti, any other Ash artist, obviously Pack, and just create this fund of Ash, like this Ash fund, this Pack fund. And that's what Alpha is. And that connects this marketplace that's only Ash only. And once we launch that, it'll be super exciting. And I'll finally be able to like take a breather and be like, okay, for about 2 hours, I can be proud of myself.
I think it's great what you're doing for the community, for the POC community, earn.art, alpha, don't buy meme. All that shit's awesome, man. You and the
Yeah.
team are so great at what you guys do. Just put them blinders on. Just stay focused, man. You guys are awesome.
Yeah. I realized like, one, I know what my intentions are. My intentions are on the blockchain. Everything I do is on the blockchain. I realized uh, if people are attacking me, it's for a reason. I truly have something to lose if I give in to like these FUD attacks. And the people that are attacking me, they have essentially nothing, and they're only doing it for attention or manipulation or I don't know what their intentions are. It's like okay, I need to stay focused, block out the noise. That's true. We're doing a lot of great things, and I have this like grand vision of like meme being this scalable platform on Phantom and being very like high distribution, low cost NFTs on Phantom, very scalable. Trying to do like low gas fees, low priced NFTs. Try to make it super inclusive for people that are just entering the space. And then Earn being on the opposite end of being high value, low distribution, lower edition artwork, more elegant than meme, and meme being more fun. Like you're having like for me, it's about finding balance, and I think Pat gets this better than anyone else. Balance and the balance of fun and memetics and memes and cartoons on meme, and the other side of seriousness, like having value in memes, but also the value of actual like innovation, elegance, true art, and that's the idea of Earn, and then attaching it to this decentralized pack fund we're trying to do as a DAO, which will be interesting, and it's still very early, and it's still like a lot of it's like me pushing on like someone made the comment the other day. It's like it's a fake DAO, which is it's fine if someone thinks it's a fake DAO, but DAOs are very hard, and it's okay. If it's a fake DAO, it'll eventually turn into a real DAO at some point when other people start making proposals. But DAOs are hard. Running projects are hard. Getting delayed makes it even harder. And we've been delayed a few times, which is it's fine. And failing is fine. Yeah, it's like okay, as long as we keep focused, we keep growing. If we fail, it's okay. If we learn from our mistakes, it's okay. Because we're gonna be here forever. Like literally, our projects are gonna be here around. I'm hoping for a bear market so we can get a lot of these naysayers out. Because once the bear market comes, it's really only the people who believe in the space are here, stay, and then the builders, and then that's when the true fun happens. So I just need to like stop giving into like these attacks and FUD, and like you said, yeah. But I think I'm doing a good job at it. It's like I found the balance of like defending myself and building at the same time. So I think as time goes by, people are going to realize that people who are here for the true intentions, they're just building for the joy of it. Like you, like doing this show, it's like you starting something from scratch and something very early and beautiful, and it's going to turn into something great. But it's like you have to keep pushing, and and soon, like your FOMOverse will be like the biggest podcast in the space as long as you keep pushing. And it's the same thing for me. It's like as long as I keep pushing and I ignore the FUD, ignore all this stuff, it's going to turn into something very beautiful.
Thanks, brother. That's nice of you to share with us. On top of that note, I got a few more things for you, and then we got to head out of here.
Yeah.
Wish we had more time. So first question, what is your favorite shit coin?
My favorite shit coin. Um, oh, this is a good question. I like a lot of shit coins. I like NFT art more. So like, my favorite shit coin would have to be like the shit coins that I'm building. So like the meme, I guess meme's a shit coin. It's like,
Full
it's a shit,
disclosure, everybody.
it's a shit coin in the sense of like, we're just trying to have fun and we're just doing it. We're like, if we fail, we fail. If we build something great, we build something great. And I don't care about labels. I don't care about being attacked. And if we're labeling, because Bitcoiners think Ethereum's a shitcoin. So if Ethereum's a shitcoin, then my favorite shitcoin is probably the ones that I'm building on. Yeah.
We'll go with the top 10 cryptocurrencies are not shit coins for now. For
All
today.
right.
Just for today. It'll change. Uh,
Uh, yeah. Then like if my favorite token, like if we're like, are we talking about outside of the pack ecosystem?
could be anywhere, man. Doesn't matter.
My favorite token is YFI, Yearn Finance, because I think they're the people, one, that they're the innovators in DeFi. They inspire me in the space. They have the best intent in the space. They're super inspiring. Everyone follows them. Everyone loves them. It's very early. If you think, they're like the equivalent of like Goldman Sachs, but with like pure intent and with pure intent and they're the innovators. And yeah, Yearn Finance, the YFI token is my favorite token outside of this pack ecosystem.
We'll have to take a look at that one. Wi-Fi, everybody. YFI. Well, thank you so much, Surfer, for coming on
Uh,
here.
Let me just say, like that is not investment advice. Like it's like the same way, like the NFTs go up and down. That's in DeFi. Like DeFi is going through a bear market, so like maybe that token doesn't see a profit for a while. But I personally don't care about that so much. Where it's like if I invest in what I believe in, profit is secondary. I know the pattern is like as long as you have conviction, you're buying into the right things, you will see some sort of value increase. And if it's not now, it's going to be in the future. As long as what like you're buying is like true and innovative. And YFI is that. So like, okay, don't take it as like, oh, it's going to 10x in the next month. Probably won't. It'll take more time, but it's something that's like, man, I'm only investing in things that I think will be here in 50 years, and YFI is one of them. Pack is one of them. Pack is going to be around here in 1,000 years, just innovating on technology. So it's still super early with everything.
Nice, man. Well, again, thanks for coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to say or any
And,
shout outs you want to give?
shout out to everyone that's pushing through all pain, pushing through bear markets, and they're able to sustain and remain like mentally well. And not only are they well, they're not attacking anyone because their tokens are going down. So if like shout out to everyone who believes in the stuff that they bought in. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks. Maybe we'll have you on sometime again, and you have a great Sunday.
Yeah. You too. Bye.
Thanks, man. Take care.
You too.